everyone. So welcome to A Conversation With. Today we're going to be speaking to Jamie from Enterprise. We've got two really exciting roles to talk to you today. One is the Graduate Management Programme and the Industrial Placements Programme. So Jamie, do you want to tell us about those today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll start off by giving a little bit of background on Enterprise. It's one of those brands that everyone knows, but probably wouldn't know what we do from a graduate career perspective. I remember talking from my own experience. I went to university, very much like yourselves, graduated, and the first thing that I thought wasn't, I want to go and rent cars. But I looked at the grad scheme hasn't really changed over those 17 years. And the key with Enterprise is it's all about progression, development, and having the ability to really move your career forward. So there's two offerings. The first offering I want to talk to you about is our graduate program. So the graduate management scheme normally takes about 12 months to get through the training folder. You'd start with us. You'd be virtually onboarded in this new COVID safe world, and then you would then receive support and guidance from our training team to take you through those first 12 months. The first 12 months will be based in an operational rental store where you'll be looking after a real sort of different base of customers from all different backgrounds. Some corporate customers, some retail customers, insurance related customers, onward mobility providers for major manufacturers if vehicles should break down, etc. So there's lots of different exposure. You work through your training folder, and it's a very fast, fun-paced environment. There's a lot of teamwork involved. There's a lot of camaraderie and an ability to really excel in certain areas such as customer service, sales, communication, and really show your leadership characteristics and traits. 12 months kind of comes around very quickly. You then hopefully sit your internal management qualification with Enterprise, and you pass a little internal exam, and lots of celebrations after that, and then you can progress on to a managerial position, which commands great responsibility and really sort of stands up to that testimony of a really fast progression. And then within 2 years, realistically, you should be thinking about taking charge of an actual operational depot yourself. And then your career just sort of continues from there. So that's kind of the 12-month offering. Would you like me to talk about the placement offering, Victoria?
Yeah, absolutely. Speak of that one as well.
Yeah, perfect. So the 12-month placement, it's kind of like, this is like an easy one to explain, because what we do is we take our 12-month industrial placement students and we basically put you through, we give you the opportunity to do the first year of the graduate scheme. So essentially, we treat you just like a graduate management trainee. We put you through that first year, same training, same support, same responsibility. And we'd also encourage you within the 12 months to sit the internal enterprise management qualification. Once that's done, should you enjoy it and should we enjoy having you for that year, then we would offer you an open offer to come back to us after you graduate, essentially. So the beauty of it is you get to do 12 months in business, and it can really open the doors to a future career. And we have lots of students that do a 12-month placement and really enjoy it, do really well, go back to university, represent our brand on campus as a campus brand manager, and then restart the career and pick up where they left off on that placement once they graduate. So it's a really good opportunity. And one thing I would say, Victoria, is for students that aren't really sure what they want to do, it's a really good scheme to do. Now that sounds funny, but it's a very broad scheme. It covers so many different angles and aspects. And what we tend to find students realise about themselves on the placement scheme is they work out what they're good at and what they enjoy. And it's often what they didn't think they were good at or what they thought they would enjoy. So it's a really rewarding part of the role, is seeing people join and progress and then realise they're good at certain things.
Awesome, thank you. So a few questions that our students might be asking themselves is, do I have to be studying a specific degree to apply for either of these roles?
No, we really are open to people from all backgrounds and disciplines of study. And it's really interesting. We often do an exercise to look at the sort of degrees our senior management team studied. And we've got some fantastic business leaders that have studied history, studied the arts, studied social sciences, and some that have studied business studies. So yeah, we're a really inclusive employer, and we really look at what an individual has to offer, as opposed to necessarily what they've actually studied.
Amazing. Okay, so if say I've been on the grad scheme for 12 months now, what kind of skills do you think I could have developed?
So one of the key skills you would have developed is your sort of leadership. A lot of people come into the business and they find the teamwork aspect of the role really, really exciting and engaging. Working in a really close knit team with lots of sort of like-minded, fun and friendly people. A lot of people will have learned that they had sales abilities and attributes, and they just didn't really know how to use them. So that kind of like comes along with things as we go. And people learn that they have a great work ethic and that can be really flexible in the thinking and in terms of the sort of aspects with work. But that leadership quality that you start seeing in people after 12 months, and that's when we start recognizing the future managers and the future people in our business that are really going to go a long way. And that's a really rewarding part to see with people when you start with a company and they've got little experience of managing teams, but within 12, 13 months, 14 months, they're going to be in charge of a team, and they flourish in that environment and do really, really well.
Awesome, thank you. So you and I were speaking a little bit before this. So people might be thinking, you've done the 12 months, fab, what's next? What are the opportunities and where can people really go in enterprise?
So it's one of those companies, and at the risk of scaring everybody off by saying the word 17 years, but I've worked there for 17 years. I know that sounds like an age, but my story is not that different to a lot of people that have been in enterprise for a while. Now, I started in the grad scheme. I came out of university, didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I joined enterprise. I thought I'll do that for a couple of years and see what happens. I progressed through the management scheme. I was an assistant manager, a branch manager. I then progressed on to be an area operational manager of several rental operations. Did that for about 6-7 years. Then changed tact and went in to be a recruitment manager. Then progressed on to be a HR manager, and I now work in the university marketing space. So again, the reason I tell that story is because it really can take you in lots of different directions. And the other important point to note is we've got over 300 locations in the UK, and 6 regional offices. So again, you can work like anywhere you want really. And I'm from the north of England, but now I have the privilege of living down in Wales near Cardiff, and that was all part of moving around with work and with enterprise.
It's a good place to settle. I think a lot of our students might be staying around afterwards as well.
Yeah, it is a wonderful city.
So the other thing we're going to speak about today is you've contacted Cardiff Met directly. So can you tell us a little bit about some other students from Cardiff Met that have maybe been on the grad scheme before, and why particularly you like having Cardiff Met students?
Yeah, Cardiff Met students are great students. I'm not just saying that because I'm talking to you today. We've got some real life examples, and I've been working with the Cardiff Met on a couple of projects involving recently graduated Cardiff Met students. I'll use one example. The person in question has worked for us for about 15 months. They graduated from Cardiff Met. They saw us, they studied business studies. They saw us at a campus careers fair, engaged with us. They then applied, subsequently got hired, and they've now progressed to the position of assistant manager, where they're now in charge of a team of around 7 graduates, and in charge of everything from profit and loss, customer services, operations, sales, and the general direction of the store. I'm sure that individual will be in the position of branch manager, no doubt, in the next sort of 6 months. We like students. Our founding values are quite simple. We look for, and these are just a few, but I think are quite relevant to the students at Cardiff Met. We look for people that enjoy a fun and friendly work environment where teamwork rules, and that's something we really abide by. We look for people that are prepared to work hard, but in turn want rewarding for their hard work. And that's not just about monetary reward, because everyone likes to go to work to get paid. That's about the development and the opportunities that we offer students. We offer students the ability to be constantly developed and trained, to be assigned a mentor, a buddy, someone that can look after the career outside of the immediate workspace. And these are all parts of what we are and what makes us an award-winning graduate trainee scheme.
That's awesome. Thanks for speaking to me, Jamie. So if anyone is interested, get in touch, book a meeting either with the careers office first, or Jamie, they can contact you directly as well, can't they? And we'll put your contact details up at the end of this video.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.